The armed forces of the Republic of Belarus consist of the ground forces and the air and air defense forces, all under the command of the Ministry of Defense. Being a landlocked country, Belarus has no navy. In 2007, the IISS estimated the personnel in the armed forces numbered 72,940, although a reduction to 60,000 was planned. Most soldiers are conscripts serving for a period 12 months or 18 months. The previous Belarusian National Republic of March 1918 to 1919 did not have time to create armed forces in its brief existence. Although attempts to create a military have been documented, the Republic of Belarus has conducted effective military reforms within the last decade which have reshaped its armed forces as a relatively effective force for a small state in somewhat difficult economic conditions. The Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Belarus is the government organization that is charged with the duties of raising and maintaining the armed forces of Belarus. The formation of the ministry began in 1992, after the events of 1991 in which the Soviet Union had effectively dissolved. Servant offices have served as Minister of Defense of Belarus: Petr Chaus, Pavel Kozlovsky, Anatoly Kostenko, Leonid Maltsev, Colonel General Alexander Tumakov, a Russian officer, Yuri Adobin, and Andrei Ravko. History. Until 1991, the Soviet Belarusian military district comprised the 5th Guards Tank Army, the 7th Tank Army, the 28th Army, the 120th Guards Motor Rifle Division, the 72nd Guards United Training Center and logistical units and formations. In addition to these troops, Belarus was host to centrally controlled formations, namely the 103rd Guards Airborne Division, the 38th Guards Airborne Brigade, the 11th Air Defense Corps of the 2nd Air Defense Army, the 26th Air Army, and also units and formations of the Strategic Rocket Forces, Long-Range Aviation, the Navy, and Special Forces. In late 1991, the 5th Guards Tank Army comprised the 30th Guards Motor Rifle Division, newly arrived from Czechoslovakia, and the 193rd Tank Division, plus 2 armament and equipment storage bases, and Army troops. The 7th Tank Army comprised the 3rd Guards Tank Division, 34th and 37th Guards Tank Divisions, plus Army troops. The 28th Army comprised 4 divisions, one of which was a low-status mobilization division. Also arriving from the southern group of forces in Hungary was the 19th Guards Tank Division. On September 20, 1991, the Supreme Soviet of Belarus passed resolution on the formation of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus, and on January 11, 1992, resolution on the armed forces deployed in the territory of the Republic of Belarus. On March 18, 1992, the Parliament passed resolution on the armed forces of the Republic of Belarus that bound the government to start the formation of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus as of March 20, 1992, and to submit to the Supreme Soviet for approval the suggested structure of the armed forces, the size and order of the material and technical supplies. On May 6, 1992, the Belarusian military district was abolished. The Belarusian Ministry of Defense and the main staff were formed from its resources. The former First Deputy Commander and Military District Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General P.P. Kozlovsky, was appointed Minister of Defense on the 22nd of April 1992, taking over from Acting Minister of Defense Colonel General Petr Chaus. On November 3, 1992, Belarus passed the law on the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus, defining the status, structure and guiding principles of the armed forces. After the introduction of presidency, the law was amended twice, on September 4, 1996 and on November 9, 1999, but on the whole the law retains its initial contents. On January 1, 1993, all service personnel on Belarusian soil were required to either take an oath of loyalty to Belarus or leave. This oath, however, did not alleviate concerns regarding loyalty to Russia in time of crisis, especially since nearly 50% of all military personnel were ethnically Russian at the end of 1992. In June 1995, President Lukashenko issued a decree on the mobile forces. By June 1996, they comprised a headquarters based in Vitebsk, 2 brigades drawn from the 103rd Guards Airborne Division, the 38th Independent Mobile Brigade, an air transport regiment, and communications, logistics, and engineer units. Membership in the Commonwealth of Independent States, as well as the 1996 Treaty on the Union of Russia and Belarus and the Treaty of the Formation of a Union State in 1999, confirmed a close partnership with Russia. Much of the air defense system is integrated into the Russian air defense network, and in 2006 the two nations signed an agreement on the creation of a unified air defense system structure. Belarus government websites say that the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Belarus is supported by Central Command support elements and the General Staff of the Armed Forces. Combat support elements of the armed forces included reconnaissance, electronic warfare, signals, engineer, NBC defense, navigation and topography, and maintenance organizations. Logistic elements of the armed forces provided material support, logistics support, medical support, veterinarian support, and military construction. In 1995, the Military Academy of Belarus was set up on the basis of 2 military educational institutions, the Minsk Air Defense and Rocket School of the Soviet Air Defense Forces and the Minsk Higher Military Command School. Its 10 departments train officers of 38 specialties for practically all arms of service. Also in 1995 it was given the status of a government institution of secondary special military education for young men. Belarus Ground Forces. The Library of Congress said that in 1994 Belarus had ground forces of 52,500. They were organized into 3 corps, headquarters, 2 motor divisions, 1 airborne division, the 51st Guards Artillery Division at Osipovichi, 3 mechanized divisions, 1 airborne brigade, 3 surface-to-surface missile brigades, 2 anti-tank brigades, 1 special duties brigade, and 7 anti-aircraft missile brigades. Equipment included 3,108 main battle tanks, 419 medium-range launchers, 60 surface-to-surface missiles, and 350 surface-to-air missiles. In 1993 the 7th Tank Army was reorganized as the 7th Army Corps. In 1994 the 7th Army Corps was redesignated as the 65th Army Corps, still located at Borisov. By January 1, 1995, the composition of the Belarusian ground forces had changed. The Library of Congress estimated at the time that Ministry of Defense forces included the 103rd Guards Airborne Division and the 38th Separate Assault Landing Brigade, the 28th Army Corps, composed of headquarters at Grodno, the 6th Separate Mechanized Infantry Brigade, the 11th Guards Mechanized Infantry Brigade, the 50th Separate Mechanized Infantry Brigade, the Armament and Equipment Base and Corps units, the 65th Army Corps, composed of headquarters at Borisov, 3 armament and equipment bases, and corps units, and the 5th Guards Army Corps made up of headquarters at Babruisk, the 30th Separate Motor Rifle Brigade, 2 armament and equipment bases, and corps units. Actually, the 103rd Guards Airborne Division had been reorganized as Headquarters Mobile Forces in 1993. On 1 August 1996, the 51st Guards Artillery Division was reorganized as the 51st Guards Central Group of Artillery, still located at Osipovichi. On 21 December 2001, a major reorganization of the ground forces produced 2 operational territorial commands, formed from 2 former corps headquarters. All Belarus ground forces were now grouped within these 2 commands. The Western Operational Command at Grodno, former from the previous 28th Army Corps, the former Soviet 28th Army, and the Northwestern Operational Command, the former 65th Army Corps, at Borisov. Since about 2001, Territorial Defense Forces, which as of 2002 number around 150,000, have been forming, organized into battalions, companies, and platoons spread across Belarus. In 2007, the land forces consisted of 29,600 soldiers, 11th Guards Mechanized Brigade at Slonim, the 120th Guards Mechanized Brigade, 38th and 103rd Mobile Brigades, 5th Spetsnaz Brigade, 5 Artillery Brigades and 4 regiments, 2 MRL regiments, 15th, 29th, 115th, 120th and 302nd SAM Brigades, 2 SSM Brigades, 2 brigades and 1 regiment of engineers, 8th Independent NBC Brigade, 2 Signals Brigades, 40th Independent NBC Battalion. Army equipment includes 1,800 main battle tanks and 2,600 AFV, APC. The weapons and equipment storage bases include the 50th, 19th, 34th and AMP, 37th, 3rd, and 28th. Weapons storage bases that have been disbanded include the 29th, 30th, 193rd, and the storage base that used to be the 8th Guards Tank Division at Marina Gorka. In 2012, it is reported that there are 6 mechanized brigades in the ground forces, 3 full-strength, the 6th, 11th, and 120th Guards Mechanized Brigade at Minsk. The others are at reduced strength, where there is 1 battalion, the 19th, 37th, and 50th. Air Force and Air Defense Forces. In 2007, the Air Force and Air Defense Force of Belarus consisted of 18,170 personnel. Air Force equipment included in 2004260 fighter ground attack training aircraft and 80 attack helicopters. According to Belarus government websites, the Air Forces now have 2 commands: the Western Operational Tactical Command and the Northwestern Operational Tactical Command. The 61st and 927th Air Bases have now merged into the 61st Air Base at Baranovichi, flying MiG-29s and Su-27s, and the 206th Air Base has merged into the 116th Guards Assault Air Base at Lida, flying Su-25s. Internal troops. The internal troops were formed from the former Soviet internal troops after the collapse of the Soviet Union. They consist of 3 independent brigades and 7 independent battalions. Among the internal troop formations is the 3rd Red Banner Separate Special Purpose Brigade. This brigade performs crowd control, combating terrorism tasks, and can assist border guards in case of complications. In addition, the brigade has been training for combined arms operations in the event of armed conflict. It was formed in the 1990s on the base of the 334th Regiment of the 120th Rogachow of Guards Motor Rifle Division. Manpower. The government directive of 20 March 1992 on the establishment of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus founded the Belarusian Army. The Soviet troops of the BMD were smoothly converted into Belarusian military units. Yet one of the first tasks of the Belarusian government was a reduction in its numbers. 240,000 soldiers and officers were serving in the Belarusian military district. By early 2013, the numbers of military personnel had been scaled down nearly fourfold since 1991. In February 2014, Beloruskaya Voyna Gazeta, the official publication of the Ministry of Defense, revealed that the Belarusian armed forces contains about 59,500 personnel, including 46,000 soldiers and 13,000 civilians. Equipment. The military forces of Belarus are exclusively armed with Soviet-era equipment inherited from the Soviet Union. Although large in numbers, some Western experts consider some of it outdated. The MBTs are of Russian type T-72, T-62, and T-55. The AFVs are of Russian type Mount-Pound BMP-2, BMP-1, and the -1 Bermudian dollars, and Russian type trucks of the GAZ-66 and the KAMAZ-6560. The Air Force is equipped with MiG-29 fighters, Su-25 bombers, as well as Mi-8, Mi-24, and some old, Polish-built Mi-2 helicopters. In December 2005, Belarus bought 10 L-39C jet trainer aircraft from the Ukraine, and plans have been announced to buy around 18 used Su-30K fighters that were originally sent to India for a time. In 2006, 4 batteries of S-300 anti-aircraft systems were acquired from Russia to reinforce the joint IISS air defense system. Tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, armored personnel carrier, artillery, air defense S-400, 9K-22 Tunguska, 9K-330SA, 9K-35 STRELA-10, 9K-37 Book, S300PS, S300V, 9K332 Tor M2E. Other Dongfang AQ-2058s.